Can Firstkiller return to his once great stature in the North American 1v1 scene? For the longest time, undefeated regionally. Now, his win streak is at 0. He's looking to get back on track. LionBlaze is a player who made up quite a large part of the Firstkiller win streak. Unfortunately for him, he was in the losing end of every single one of their matchups, whether it be show matches or tournaments. But for most of Firstkiller's reign of dominance, LionBlaze was number 2. He was the number 2 guy, and as soon as Firstkiller took a break from a 1v1 event, the Goldmine 1v1 Invitational, LionBlaze won it. He took down AJ in the grand final. So he was just waiting for that moment to be on top, and he was briefly on top and remained at a very high level since. Extremely consistent, extremely active for a long time. Right now trying to hold on to his top 5 status inside North America. With the rise of Razebull and the return of Chronic, that's proven to be ever more difficult. But LionBlaze is still there and thereabouts. I think right now I'd probably put him somewhere like 7. A great start here for Firstkiller. Composed, leaving the ball after the demo to bounce off the inside of the post. And a flip reset with a lot of side on the finish into the top corner. Chocolate, thanks to the 27-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel. Also Bob Jr., thanks to the 2-month prime. Now, Firstkiller in his matchup versus Daniel didn't look too off by the time the end of the series came around. It looked like at the start he was struggling to really do any kind of damage to Daniel's defense. He wasn't able to break him down at all. He wasn't able to boost starve Daniel. He wasn't able to bump him around. So I'm going to be looking to see if he can wear down LionBlaze's defense any better. The biggest telling factor for me is going to be the Firstkiller mechanical plays. Is he going to keep going for those big resets? Is he going to keep going for those big plays? And will he be able to make them work? Because it didn't work against Daniel for the longest time in their matchup the other day. But don't forget, by the end of that series, Firstkiller started to wake up. Looked like a pretty even match for Daniel. And the level Daniel's at right now is still proven to be very, very high, as he's taken down Jack just yesterday as well. That suddenly makes Firstkiller's loss to him look a little bit less of an embarrassing loss. I would say not embarrassing at all, personally. So, flicks for both players. Keep the 1 goal lead intact with a couple more goals added on. Brood Jefferson, thanks to the brand new prime. Hopefully I said that right. So Firstkiller confidently takes to the air once again. Wants to dunk this time, but LionBlaze showing some of that legendary goal line defense that he has been famous for his entire one's career. At a time, the undisputed GOAT of goal line defense. I think when Flakes decided to call it, hang up the boots, put the wheels in the garage. That's when LionBlaze really claimed the goal line defense king. And it's only the recent rise of Rawas that has had LionBlaze having any kind of competition in that. We should have a title changed already, I think. Another great save by LionBlaze. Firstkiller's going to keep him backed up into a corner, though. That was not the ideal shot that he needed. Yeah, the title's wrong, just give it a refresh. The mods have got it under control, guys. Don't worry about it. Another huge air double from First. This one does cross the line. LionBlaze wasn't too far off scoring this one. Oh yeah, the overlay stays 1-0. Sorry about that, guys. Script reveal, my bad. My mistake. Sorry, I was very focused on the gameplay here. Didn't look at the chat too much. You traded S tier for 1 game advantage, indeed. Crew Battle Friday. It's a shame that there's no day of the week starting with C. Otherwise, we'd have a great opportunity there to get crew battles going. Yeah, Firstkiller definitely playing with a ton of confidence right now. This is very similar to the matchups we've seen between these two in the past, where LionBlaze has to do a ton of defending and just has to survive. It's very difficult to survive against Firstkiller, because if Firstkiller's playing well, he can put a worldie of a shot into your top corner and then back it up with a clean recovery and just be totally fine at the other side of the field. And you know, when you look at the difference in styles offensively for these guys, Firstkiller's, his shots are much, much harder to save on average than LionBlaze shots. They always have been. That's just the way that these two play. LionBlaze goes for lower risk, lower reward plays, Firstkiller manages to somehow play for higher rewards, seemingly with no risk as well. And LionBlaze flips him with the demo in the back corner. It's really good awareness there by LionBlaze. Knew that he was not going to win the race to the boost, but understood that's where Firstkiller was headed. Caught him out in the landing. Roas versus TRK needs to happen. Oh, definitely. Yeah, we absolutely need to see Roas TRK. I was talking to TRK today, actually, or just messaged him briefly. Wow, what a recovery by LionBlaze. Look at the flick off the inside of the post here. Yeah, I was talking to TRK. He's still in Saudi Arabia. I don't know why everybody thought he was going to America just because he showed that he was on a plane on his Snapchat story or something, or his TikTok. I can't remember which it was. Oh wow, look at this. Suddenly LionBlaze has got a lead late in the game. I say late, actually, with a 1 goal difference. This is not too late at all, but kickoff going very, very heavily in his favor here. Oh, he trolled everybody. What, did he zoom out to show America or something on the map? Firstkiller with not the best first touch here. It looks like he might get a mind game. Anyway, he does. How was this intentional? That first touch definitely wasn't supposed to head in that direction, but he played it very well. I think he's gone for this, you know? I think Firstkiller's either tried to get a very slight touch on the ball there or no touch at all. LionBlaze flops in the way of nothing. I think he's got a kickoff goal though. Firstkiller gonna quickly get back and save it. The kickoffs are not looking all that great for First. He's using a lot of boost and getting bowled over. LionBlaze passed him once again. He's just got it on target, but Firstkiller is there to walk it away from danger. Firstkiller missed the back corner boost there, so he's going to need to leave the ball here, surely. He's got a bit of momentum to work with. Comes up right behind LionBlaze, threatening a counter-attack with all the speed that he can muster. LionBlaze controls the situation, dodges the back corner demo, and now he'll start his late game surge. Fake challenge by First is not convincing. LionBlaze tries to break the backboard with a monster of a flick. Firstkiller briefly scared there, but there is nothing to be worried about now. He's the one who's trying to dribble it in on 0. Even slows down to make sure that there's no time left. And after all is said and done, it is Firstkiller who comes out on top in game 1. LionBlaze just threw the ball a little bit too hard there in the closing stages. I mean, with that much time left in the clock, you can understand why he wanted to get a goal. It would have been nice with not a lot of time left and multiple kickoff wins in a row. Actually, I think he lost the last kickoff of the game, but lots of solid kickoffs in a row at the end of the game, what shall we say. A goal there would have been lovely, but LionBlaze on the wrong side of the ball enabled Firstkiller to slowly dribble it into his net and secure the game 1 win. I think he did slow down just a bit there to make sure that there was no time left. Not even a 1 second play for LionBlaze to work with. Lackluster shot by LB. Now he's completely all in the back corner here, but he does enough to delay Firstkiller's attack. Firstkiller cuts in field. LionBlaze misses the boost. He is in a world of trouble. Has to pre-flip and does not make contact. Firstkiller watches the ball lob into the net. It all goes back to that boost miss in the back corner. LionBlaze was left stranded. Fairy Peak versus Firstkiller. I know Fairy Peak's been playing a bit of ones on his stream for fun, but I don't think he's been competitively active or interested in coming back into the Showmatch scene. Look at the speed of LionBlaze. And an open net that would probably cause a little bit of jealousy from Evo, who couldn't seem to get these earlier on today. If you're wondering why do I keep talking about it, well, it's because I think Evo missed about 8 open nets overall, so probably going to mention it one more time for every single one of them. Great speed by Firstkiller. Had to check the brakes just briefly there to stay alive in the back corner. LionBlaze trips him up and tries to rush the next play as well. He could try for a demo here, but he decides to be a bit more careful. Firstkiller concedes possession, knowing that he's going to have 100 boosts by the time LionBlaze gets an attack started. LionBlaze consistently tripping up Firstkiller here. That's not the first time, nor will it be the last. Firstkiller not showing a lot of respect to LionBlaze's attack. He's backing off the entire pitch multiple times here. He is the antithesis of CRR at the moment. full shadow against the full boosted opponent. High first touch from Firstkiller, lean back reset, and a successful mind game followed up by the finishing touch to put himself ahead by 1 goal. Well, I think Firstkiller's got a bit of his mojo back. If it was lacking against Daniel, certainly isn't against LionBlaze today. I just realised I probably did leak the script. Was it Firstkiller that I had the accidental 1 game showing for at the end of last game, or was it at the start of last game? Massive shot by Firstkiller, wraps back around and bangs in a second one. Just look at the relentless and the restless offense of Firstkiller. Daniel versus Firstkiller rematch. Oh, we definitely have to see a rematch. There's no question about it. I mean, we've got to see probably another couple of opponents for each of them. You know, Firstkiller's got LionBlaze here. Daniel had Jack. You know, if Firstkiller takes on 1 more player, maybe 2 more players, and Daniel likewise, I think then it would be time for a rematch. Probably got to see Firstkiller versus AJ. I think Firstkiller AJ is a pretty spicy matchup. Firstkiller Chronic is a very interesting one as well, because that's another matchup that we saw a ton in the past. It'd be cool to see a new chapter of it with Chronic's return to form as of late. Firstkiller looks ready for this, and LionBlaze, despite putting up a great fight so far, and actually having the edge in game number 1 for the end of the game, he just doesn't have the counterplay. Firstkiller with a clean double tap over his head to make it 5-1, and he just never looked like he was ever going to miss this one. That is as easy for him as a stationary open net. Jack versus TRK, Khaled, Firstkiller, Yan, KV1. Yeah, I mean, obviously with Dallas coming up, I'll of course be trying to prioritize cross-regional matchups. There's no question about it, but a lot of the teams haven't arrived yet. I don't think that the SAM players have arrived in Dallas yet, or in North America yet, so no KV1, no Yan. Apart from Dignitas, I don't think EU is there. Middle East, like TRK is not there yet. Khaled as well. They're probably going to come much later. Yeah, of course, when all those guys are around, I'll be trying to prioritize cross-region matchups. Yeah, also Yan versus KV1. We haven't seen Yan KV1 yet, so that would be a same region matchup that we just must watch if it becomes available. Ahmad is there? I don't think so. I think all of the Falcons boys are still in Saudi Arabia. I'd be very surprised if they were to go out early. They don't usually go to events all that early, preferring to wait until later. This is a long event, of course. So now that Firstkiller's back in the ones game, back in the showmatch scene, interested to see if he's going to adapt his kickoff strategies. I've seen so many players recently supplementing wave dash, supplemented their kickoff strategies with wave dash recoveries, but also other more sinister options as well. Oh, that's a beauty of a flick from LionBlaze. Making sure not to make the same mistake as game number 1. He didn't want to crack the post of the bar with this one. Just waited until he was in front of it to a sufficient degree that he could flip it behind Firstkiller, who was actually covering most of the goal there, but not the part that LionBlaze managed to shoot at. First time shot by Firstkiller. Easily denied, but LionBlaze misses the back corner boost. That's going to cause him to be slightly low. Firstkiller also misses mid. And the attack grinds to a halt, and Firstkiller wants to double tap. He's going to need to go really high for this one. In his attempt to get up for it, he went a bit too side on. He knew that he was going to need to get as late of a touch on this as possible if he was going to score it. He made it difficult for himself with such a high setup to the back wall in the first place. And look at this, LionBlaze, after really being bullied for the majority of this game, is right back in it. Firstkiller still in a great position though. Absolutely piling shots onto the net. LionBlaze makes a mistake. He thought that he could fight for the back corner boost. He was mistaken, and now he's in a lot of trouble. Firstkiller though rushes his open net shot. It was only partially open. He had to hit it over the top of LionBlaze, of course, but there wasn't too much LionBlaze could do to stop that one if Firstkiller hits it properly. Now the full pitch air dribble commences. late reset from First. Top corner denied by the Blaze, who flashes across the screen at a great rate of knots and shows everybody why he is one of the most world-renowned goal line defenders, not just now, but all time. What a pre-jump by LionBlaze. That'll give Firstkiller a bit of a reminder to his 1v1 against Rawas in Saudi Arabia. LionBlaze, oh, narrowly misses an own goal on his own net, but he's back on the ball with a lot of boost to play with. Firstkiller shadowing as close as he can. Puts in a great challenge as well. He's got the boost and he's got the ball. Can he get another 0-second goal? Not this time, but a 2-second goal will do. 7-6. Another late potential winner by Firstkiller. LionBlaze pre-jumped, guessed incorrectly, and now barring heroics is going to be down by 2. What a heartbreaking scenario this is. It's a new year. It's a new look to both players' styles since last time they played. Unfortunately for LionBlaze, the result looks to be quite similar to every time they've played. Firstkiller just too good, just too consistent. He really controlled the majority of this game. It was close in score, but I think Firstkiller should have had this one a bit more wrapped up. He had a lot of opportunities. And this is the style that LionBlaze always chooses. It is the way that he plays. It is his preferential strategy. He is a counter-puncher, and historically counter-punchers have struggled in 1v1 when their opponent is on. LionBlaze fakes a shot, plays for the boost steal. Firstkiller did lunge at it, but there was no immediate follow-up for him to worry about. And now control from LionBlaze. Looks to threaten one such. Firstkiller wanted a double tap off his own backboard there. Look at the pre-jump. Firstkiller has left LionBlaze stranded now, and he's not going to waste any time taking the opening goal of game number 3 either. After initially pre-jumping pretty high, Firstkiller spiraled back downwards. Ended up going underneath the LionBlaze with the 50-50. This makes the Daniel 3-0 seem insane. Yeah, I think Firstkiller might be on a different level today though as well, though. I've got to give it to him. This is just something spicy to add to his already impressive show match. Double reset and a confident one at that, 2-0. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from Daniel, but I'm trying to be real with you guys. I think, you know, Firstkiller didn't really put it together. He kept messing up his big plays in offense versus Daniel, and today LionBlaze just can't catch a break. Firstkiller's nailing every single one of them. It is brutal to watch. And similarly with Jack, I don't think he really put his offense together versus Daniel either, but he's going for a reset double now. Oh, he's just missed it. He might still have it though, with a half flip. Instead it's going to be LionBlaze in the breakaway, putting in his opening goal, but that was not far off. Another banger by Firstkiller. Now the difference of styles between Daniel and LionBlaze does allow Firstkiller more opportunities to peak. I think once he gets into a rhythm against LionBlaze, it's easier to keep that rhythm. I think if Firstkiller is playing against Daniel right now, even though he himself is playing at a higher level today, it would be more difficult to, you know, keep up those, well, basically just keep those big plays in attack coming. Because Daniel was very active with his defense compared to LionBlaze. And activity in defense limits your opponent's time on the ball. So we're seeing Firstkiller have a ton of time on the ball. He's put 7 shots on in just over 90 seconds here. That is, you know, part of the reason why his rate of scoring looks so unstoppable. But yeah, no doubt if he was playing Daniel right now, his shots would be at a lower number. I think Daniel would challenge a lot more before the shot is coming towards him when you compare him to a player like LionBlaze, who prefers to wait for the shot before making a save. But that's not to, you know, deny. I think Firstkiller, after the Daniel show match, was very disappointed because he didn't feel like he played his offense to the level that he wanted to. You know, when Daniel did give him space, he still wasn't getting it right. You know, compare that to today when LionBlaze gives Firstkiller space, it just looks unstoppable. Same thing with Evo and Jorius. Whenever Evo gave Jorius space, it just looked like every shot was unstoppable. So, you know, sometimes players like Firstkiller, players like Jorius, they're just on that level that if you don't challenge them, they're going to score. They're the kind of player that if you give them time on the ball, if you give them boost to play with, sometimes they're just scoring. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to challenge to stop that from happening. Yeah, like I said, after the Jack match, oh, LionBlaze had the mind game, but he's bonked the upper net into the post and landed horrendously as well. 5-2 Firstkiller. Big oof indeed. But yeah, like I said, after the Jack match, I think, you know, Jack didn't play his A game, but Daniel looked completely like a new man. I think he's hit a new high. You know, Daniel was the next player after Firstkiller in North America. When Firstkiller became inactive, Daniel took the mantle as the undefeated and unbeatable 1v1 player in NA. He had, you know, a couple of struggles against players like Drally. You know, lost to Jack in a tournament, lost to, you know, a couple of others in show matches as well after that. But regionally, he was unbeatable for the longest time. And even in all that, you know, even in all those wins, even in all of Daniel's win streak, I don't think he ever hit a high the likes of what he's at right now. I don't want to get any of the, I don't want you guys to be confused. I think Daniel has hit a new peak for himself, and I don't think he's peaking. I think this is just the new Daniel. I think he's actually just at that level now, if I was to guess. So that's what Firstkiller's got to answer. He's got Daniel at a new level, a new version of himself. That's what Firstkiller's trying to rise and challenge here. But yeah, you've got to look at both players. You know, sometimes you get two world-class ones players in the lobby at the same time, and they both play out of their mind. I wouldn't say that's what we saw with Firstkiller Daniel or with Jack Daniel. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It was 3-0 and 4-1. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Firstkiller wasn't peaking if he wasn't playing his best if he's getting 3-0'd. Because let's be honest, like, Daniel's not 3-0ing Firstkiller. He's not 4-1ing Jack if he's if they're playing well. He's beating them. I think Daniel can conceivably beat either Firstkiller or Jack playing the way that he is right now. But for 3-0, I don't think so. Like, I think it's, you can't ever say that somebody like Jack is playing his best if he's getting 4-1. I mean, it's Jack, for goodness sake. Yeah, Jack Daniels, of course. I don't like Daniel. What are you talking about? I love Daniel. Daniel's one of the most entertaining players to watch. Love casting his games, and I think he's got an amazing career ahead of him. I just try and tell you guys like it is. You know, I've casted a lot of ones in my time. I've casted a lot of apparently Jack ones, a lot of Daniel ones, a lot of Firstkiller ones. I know what it looks like when they're playing at their best, and I know what it looks like when they're, you know, having a bit of an off day. I can tell you immediately. Like, even just watching one or two plays, I can usually tell you. You know, is a card change coming or not? It's a lot more easy to see that in 1v1 than it is in other game modes. As we stand right here, Daniel's 3-0 win over Firstkiller is looking to be completely, well, at least in Firstkiller's mind, remedied by a 3-0 sweep of LionBlaze. LionBlaze fighting back. A pretty underwhelming setup on his latest dribbling setup is left him with a lot to do. And again, LionBlaze forcing the issue and somehow salvages a heavy first touch with a big 50-50 win. I mean, that touch there was so heavy, but he managed to get a good 50 anyway. He trails 7-6 again, this time with 14 seconds to work with instead of 2. But he's beamed the wave dash recovery a little bit here. Somehow gets back to the ball first anyway, and he's done it. LionBlaze is the one to tie late in the game. Just when it looked like it was all over, that failed wave dash proved not to be the end. Firstkiller did not flip into the ball, did not decide to back off. He did a bit of nothing. Now trickery from Firstkiller. Delayed kickoff nets him a possession. He's got the ceiling shot set up, and he's looking good for it. Double tap in the top corner. You are joking. Another 0-second winner by FK. To double tap this is just out of this world ridiculous. to play for a double in 0 seconds. I don't even know how to describe to you guys how crazy that is. And immediately LionBlaze says, how many hours past 2? 89, says Firstkiller. He's been grinding. He's back with a vengeance. LionBlaze holds him to 1 goal games every time. But unfortunately, he doesn't get any more than that. Firstkiller 2 clutch. With 2 0-second goals and a 2-second goal. I don't think I've ever seen a sweep with such late winners in every single game. We saw, like, Firstkiller late in all 3 games led for a grand total of 2 seconds. Between all 3 games, none of which went to overtime, Firstkiller had the lead for 2 seconds between all 3 games. 2 of the wins were 0 seconds, and one of them was a 2-second win. That is something I've never seen before, but that is special from Firstkiller. Unbelievable.